What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the results video, the one you've all probably been waiting for, I assume, for a little while. It's here. I'm going to start by doing the shout-outs for the winners, because I think we already knew, and I think it would be cooler to do that before. But I'll keep the winner wrapped up if you're just watching this episode and don't want to know until the end, I don't know. So Tico, Ducks Quack, Chase Lending, I hope that was terrible writing, I hope that was what it said, and Chris Day, congratulations, you picked correctly. I normally do a top 10, but I think every Civ that survived till the end did manage to score a point, so I may as well just go for all 16 of them. So that'll be a bit fun. And then we'll do a brief look at the info addicts. I'm going to be honest, it's not very entertaining. The lists were almost the same every time. It was very weird. Like for the first 5, I think the top 10 were the exact same. It was quite weird. Or pretty close, either way. So, starting, I didn't write down 16th upwards, but in last place, as you'd probably expect, it was India. I mean, it's not last place. They beat the other 20 civs that died, so think about it that way. Yeah, not much to say. Can't believe they're still here. Will they still be here in another 100 turns? I don't know, but that doesn't matter. They made it here. They should be proud of that. 2 points ahead of them. Just banished to Iceland now is Byzantium. Yeah, that not much to say really. They're still alive at the end. That is probably a first for Byzantium. So you've got to give them credit for that. There's a bit of a tie next, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know how this has happened. This probably exposes the info addict method a little bit. So the Shoshone, yeah, I know, they missed. They were really, I think they were 11th so many times. That's a bit harsh. I know that is one of the risks with this. They were 11th quite a bit, so I think this is probably the least accurate of the placings. And they're tied on 12 points with the Ottomans. You know, just the Ottomans that will probably be dead soon. There you go, that just happened somehow. I think the Ottomans were winning, or doing quite good in 2 of the obscure, like Happiness, they're doing really well. Which, I mean, even that's the only one Mongolia did not win, I think. Or they didn't win 2, they won Happiness, and they were second in Great Works or something. Well, I just ruined the winner, but never mind, onwards. I mean, we all knew, didn't we? It's not the end of the world. Next up is Japan, on 14 points, so only 2 ahead. But there you go, they were doing pretty good. And they obviously have Indonesia area as well. Just above them, and I think the final civ to miss out, if I'm not mistaken, was Great Britain. I haven't forgot. Maybe there was other civs I've forgotten. I'm looking at the map, it doesn't look like it. Everyone else is on the top 10. So yeah, Great Britain, they lost London, so that's, yeah, they just miss out. That's probably fair enough on 16 points. So now we're going to go for the biggest jump yet, up to 25 points. For 10th place, that is Arabia. They did pretty cool. They're not like super strong, but they're not weak either. Yeah, really good from them. 25 points, probably about to take out the Ottomans too. Nice for Arabia. Not much else to say really. Could have done with taking out Egypt earlier, but apart from that, I think quite bearing in mind the circumstances of Persia and everyone else up north of them and west of them, I think they've done pretty well in the cracks. Up to 9th place and a huge jump to 53 points. They still kept themselves on the list. Persia, what a fall from grace though. They did fall all the way down to 9th. That's going to hurt. They've still got really good for things like some of the things that you build over time, they still have really high, but some of the obviously more present things and ongoing things like science is a bit low now. But yeah, they did okay. They fought off Mongolia for so long and they just crumbled right at the end, and then that peace deal with the last turn just absolutely crushed them. And then 1 point ahead of them to 8th place, and definitely doing worse than I thought, was Russia. Yeah, they didn't do great. They weren't that good on the stats either. Like, they look huge, but even land area, they weren't that good. So yeah, there you go, Russia. There's not much to say. They invaded Europe very slowly, but that's about it for them. They didn't really do much else at all. And now, just again, this is the closest part of the list. Up 4 more points, goes to 7th place, and probably a surprise that they beat Russia, Persia, and Arabia, is the Iroquois. Just really strong, I guess. Don't really know. This caught me by surprise. They've really not done anything. All of the cities they have, I think, were settled by them. Or, you know, taken. I think this one's from the Comanche. The Cree have sort of left them there. And they've just thrived on that. And they do have a city in South America, which is pretty cool as well. That's about it for them. Now there's a bit of a bigger jump from 58 to 74 points and 6th place. And that is Shaka. So I predicted him to win. I'll take 6th. That's pretty close. Kind of. Not really on score, but it is pretty close. Good game from him. Sort of. He took out the Congo eventually. That was about it. He kicked Egypt out of South Africa. Took this city randomly. Still has it. Quite by miracle. And obviously led a bonkers campaign through Western Europe, which I like. So, good job, Zulu. You win the entertainment award, which is what I was picking for anyway, so don't worry, I got you. 5th place, really revelled towards the mid to late game, that is Brazil. And they are, how many points did they get? 85, so another 10 points ahead of the Zulu. So that's like winning a whole info addict, if you're not sure. Would have been even higher probably if they got Cusco. Actually, what's the gap between them and the next one? 5th to 4th. Oh no, okay, probably not. But they would have, you know, it would have been good if they'd have taken Cusco. Did miss out, but yeah, eventually they got rid of the Inca, grabbed 2 new cities. They finally got coastal cities. That was the difference maker in the end. Yeah, very good campaign from Brazil and South America. Fairly interesting. Probably leaving us wanting more, and hopefully the next. Well, it's probably a bit late now because obviously everyone around them is now, in theory, stronger than them, ish. So that won't be too fun. Up to the 4th place, who just narrowly missed out on that podium finish, the top 3. It is, oh man, it is Attila. That separated empire didn't work out too well for it. Well, it did, but he came 4th. He did amazing things. He conquered all of Scandinavia slowly. Most of this is settled, so I won't give him much credit. He did still eliminate Korea at one point. Took out the Ottomans' capital quite early. Took some stuff off Poland, but most of these cities were settled by him, so give him some credit. He had 102 points, by the way, so 17 ahead of Brazil. Now, this will come as the biggest shock on the list, bar the weird Ottomans Shoshone thing. Probably, anyway. I don't know. Maybe not. 3rd place is a civ that I was planning on coming second, and the civ that does come second, so there's 2, and then there's the other one. But of the 2, I thought one was going to be clear second, and the one in 3rd was going to be doing better on like the growing statistics, and they are. So what I'm trying to say is I thought the Cree would be second, but Songhai would be behind on things like technology, but on science output they'd be ahead, and that was the case. But it didn't matter because the Cree came 3rd anyway. So there you go. They came second on a lot of categories, but they just, I don't know if they've just been ignoring culture and that sort of stuff, but they fell off towards the end of the info addicts. So yeah, 3rd for the Cree. They conquered North America. There was a lot of civs in here. The Sioux, the Aztecs, the Mayan. Okay, they didn't do much to the Mayans, but the Sioux, the Aztecs, etc. It was pretty good. The Comanche were in there as well. They took out the Shoshone basically. They've conquered parts of Caribbean, South America. They've settled all of the Pacific. It's been quite fun, so we'll give that to them. And then up to second on 133 points and about 10 ahead of the Cree is the Songhai. I thought they would be catching the Cree, but they are ahead anyway, so there you go. 2nd place. They won some categories towards the end that Mongolia let slip, which is I think where they caught up in the end. So that was quite impressive. Obviously they have just been on a bonkers campaign. They took out Morocco, played a role in taking out Carthage. They didn't take them out directly, took out Egypt in the end. Ethiopia, that was a big moment. Oh yeah, I forgot to give Arabia credit for that. I forgot about Ethiopia. And then invaded southern Europe, just because why not. Pretty amazing. And now, on 157 points, 24 further ahead. Absolute domination again. We've had it a few times. But it can happen in these AI games. I mean, it was never in doubt. Mongolia, congratulations on winning this game. I think that is the I don't think they've ever won for my games, funnily enough. Like everyone always thinks they're going to do really well. I've been baited in and picked them before because I thought they were going to do really well. And finally, they came good and did what they were supposed to. Because I did a Champions AI-only battle, and if I remember correctly, I feel like Mongolia wasn't in it. I might be wrong, but yeah. So there you go. They came first. That's not a surprise. They have most of Asia, India, China, like Eastern Siberia, and a lot of the Pacific, Central America, and Australasia, Oceania, under their control. So we'll have a brief. I don't know, we'll have a look, but I'm just going to flick through these. Mongolia is pretty dominant. Population, Mongolia, Cree, Songhai, Hun, Zulu, Russia, Brazil, Iroquois, Persia, Japan. Look, ready? I don't think it changes. 10th place swapped around a bit. That was it in that one. The rest all stayed the same. Mongolia, 107 million. Cree, 96 million. Songhai, 60 million people. 50 million for the Huns, 39 for the Zulu. Crop yield, Mongolia with 1.9 billion bushels. The Cree, 1.125 billion. The Huns up there, the Songhai, the Zulu again. Production, little change. The Songhai leap above the Huns, but the rest is mostly the same. Land area, Mongolia, massive lead. 14.8 million square kilometers to the Cree's 8. Songhai, 5.8. The Huns, 5.7. The Zulu then quite a drop off at 3.4. Military manpower, the Mongolians have 1.3 million soldiers-ish, and the Korea have 1.13 million, so that's not that far apart, but there's a bit of a drop to the Huns at 860,000, 790,000 for the Songhai, and 550 for Russia. Social policies, Mongolia led the way of Songhai. There's where Brazil snuck in a little bit. The Korea, the Huns, Persia. Happiness, pretty good for Brazil. The Iroquois, Russia, struggling with that, but everyone else doing okay. Technologies, Mongolia currently on 72, so still 8 away from the end. The Korean Songhai tied in second for 68. Persia and the Huns then tied on 67, so that's still really close. And then Russia 64, Brazil, the Iroquois and the Zulu all on 62. Net gold was not a good sign. Only Brazil is currently making money. The Korea losing 1,000 gold per turn, as Mongolia also losing 900. These guys are just building units quicker than they delete themselves, basically. That's how their militaries stay alive. 16 civs remained, 86 cities for Mongolia. That must be difficult to run. The Korea have 50, the Huns 33, Songhai 18, 28, sorry, Zulu 18, Iroquois 13, 9 for Arabia and Russia, and Brazil 7 for Persia remaining. Oh yeah, they have 3 in Antarctica. I was going to say, how the heck do they have that many? Science, Mongolia, massive lead. It's the Songhai, Cree, Huns, Russia. Culture output, Mongolia, massive lead again. Almost 3 times as much as everyone else. The Cree, Songhai, Huns, Iroquois. Wonders, Mongolia, Songhai, Huns, Cree, Iroquois. This seems familiar, and they are linked. Treasury, Russia obviously saving their money. No one else is that keen on it. I mean, I don't know how they have that much when everyone's losing money per turn. 9k. Total faith, Russia again leading the way. That doesn't matter. Faith gain also doesn't really matter because most of these civs don't even have their own religion. Influence, 9. I don't think many of the actual religion founders survived until the end. Mongolia, influence 9. Songhai 5. Cree 4. Brazil, Persia 2 and a couple of 1s. Great works. 38 for the Songhai, 36 the Mongolia, 28 for the Cree. That'll be one of the areas the Songhai caught a bit of ground. Brazil, the Huns, Persia, etc. Trade routes, not super important. The Huns and Mongolia have 9 somehow, 8, 7. I don't really know what distinguishes the difference at that sort of level. Tourism, massive. I mean, Mongolia has the most trade routes, but they're all internal, so it doesn't mean that much. Tourism, Mongolia with a huge lead over the Songhai, the Cree, Brazil, the Huns, and the Zulu. So yeah, that's the results episode. Obviously, we'll be back to I'll show you as soon as possible, basically. I'll get out at turn 500 or however far we can get. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to leave some suggestions for new AI-only series. They would be much appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.